The first sign something was off was the rock that hit my steel front door. Yeah, you heard that right. A rock. Wrapped in a folded eviction notice from the Lakewood Heights HOA, demanding I move out of my own house in 30 days and rent it to Madison Mason, the tech CEO's daughter, because she needs to be closer to her father. There I was, in my kitchen, staring at this ransom note for my own home, wondering if I was still asleep or if HOA fever had finally infected the neighborhood for good. But when I checked my mailbox, things got even weirder. A pile of violation slips stacked so high, it looked like they were trying to drown me in paperwork. My mailbox was apparently too blue, the porch light too bright, and, get this, my garden gnome was accused of having a cheerful stance unauthorized by the bylaws. And each one came with a fat fine attached. You ever get that feeling, like the universe just picked you out for a prank show, but nobody's laughing? That was me. Now, for context, my name's Ethan Walker. I've lived on Lot 7, a tiny acre of land that's older than the subdivision itself, for 8 years. When they paved over the old valley and built their cookie-cutter mansions, they left my house alone because I wouldn't sell. According to every legal document I own, my property isn't even part of the HOA. But when Richard Mason, tech billionaire, my boss, and local king of arrogance, bought the house across the creek, everything changed overnight. His daughter, Madison, hated driving and wanted a short commute, so somehow that became my problem. Next thing I know, the HOA starts hitting me with violation letters, late-night knocks, and threats to foreclose, all so the Masons could get their way. At first, I was stunned. Then, I got angry. I called my friend Maya Tran, who happens to be a property lawyer with a mean streak for creative payback. Her advice: document everything, hold your ground, and buy more popcorn. So I did. I set up motion cameras, saved every email, and started collecting evidence. That's when things went from annoying to straight-up hostile. Early one morning, a tow truck showed up, ready to take my pickup for overnight parking violations. Problem is, it was parked on my land, and I've got footage and legal proof it's not under their rules. The tow guy backed off after I flashed my camera, left without my truck, but looking like he'd seen a ghost. The HOA didn't stop. More fines arrived. Final notice before foreclosure came in bold letters. And right on cue, the office drama started. Richard Mason stopped speaking to me, my work budgets got slashed, and suddenly folks whispered I was difficult. I could see Kirk Donovan, the HOA president, smirking from across the street. He played golf with Mason, probably gossiped too. I'd be lying if I said I didn't lose sleep or that I didn't second-guess myself. But Maya wasn't done digging. She pulled public records and found the HOA hadn't filed their annual corporate paperwork for 3 years. In my state, that means they're dissolved. Legally, the HOA didn't even exist anymore. Every official act was just cosplay. So, I wrote a cease and desist letter with the Secretary of State's records stapled to the front. On Saturday, I handed it out at the farmer's market, right into the hands of Kirk and his little minions. Their faces turned all shades of red and white. Priceless. But they still wouldn't stop. On Monday morning, I woke up to a fresh concrete berm poured across my driveway, trapping my truck in. The cameras caught the license plate. Turns out, it was a board member's cousin's cement truck. Maya faxed everything to the police and to the fire department. Suddenly, blocking a fire lane went from a friendly disagreement to criminal mischief. The cops wrote tickets. The township made them jackhammer the berm. I spent the day on my porch, iced tea in hand, waving every time they glanced my way. That should have been game over. But no. Richard Mason, trying to get the last word, tried to buy my mortgage out from the bank, hoping he could foreclose and force me out. Too bad for him. I'd paid it off last year. When Maya found the paperwork, we went nuclear. We filed a civil suit. Trespass, harassment, fraudulent misrepresentation, slander of title, and we named everyone, even Mason's company, for good measure. It blew up fast. Reporters showed up, neighbors wanted their dues refunded, and suddenly the HOA board started turning on each other. Madison Mason, who'd started all this, even went on livestream and said she never wanted anyone evicted. She just wanted an apartment. That's when two board members flipped and handed over messages. Kirk bragging about splitting the profit from flipping my house. The day of court, the room was packed. I took the stand, laid out the evidence, every nightmare and dirty trick, and watched as their lawyers squirmed. The judge didn't mince words. The jury hit them with triple damages, legal fees, and barred them from running any HOA for 10 years. The story hit the news. Mason lost his CEO job, Kirk went bankrupt, and the HOA collapsed in front of everyone. Me? I just leaned back on my porch, watched it all go down, and finally let myself laugh. Tell me, was it justice? Or just sweet revenge?